So let me start today's class by solving these questions one by one. This question says the particle is moving in a circle of radius 1 meter and changes its speed as v mod v is equal to 1 by 4 t square. So this is given the speed as a function of time. Find the angular velocity, distance covered, normal tangential acceleration and total acceleration. Alright, so first let us draw the situation of the particle. Let us assume this is a circle and the particle is moving in this circular path, right? So this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Now it changes its speed as 1 by 4 t square. What is the rate of change of speed? Can anyone tell me what is the rate of change of speed?
The tangential acceleration.
Rate of change of speed is tangential acceleration. So mod v is 1 by 4 t square. If mod v is 1 by 4 t square, what we can find? We can find different things from mod v. First of all, can I find what is omega? What is angular velocity after time t? From mod v, can I equate omega? What is the relation between mod v and omega? Do you remember?
V by R.
Mod v by r.
Mod
Omega
v
is
by
equal to mod v by r. Radius is 1 meter, so omega is also 1 by 4 t square. Okay. Now what is tangential acceleration? We know that it is d dt of mod v. What is d dt of mod v in this equation? Can you tell me? What is d dt of mod v? 1 by 4 into 2t. It is t by 2, right? So tangential acceleration at any instant t is t by 2. And what is normal acceleration at any instant? How do I find that normal acceleration?
V square by R.
V square by r. R is again 1, so v square is t power 4 divided by 16. Now look, I have got all the values in terms of t. Now I will put the value of t equal to 2 second in them one by one. So first find the angular velocity after 2 seconds. So what is angular velocity after 2 seconds? Is it 1 radian per second? Yes or no? After 2 seconds, have you got it 1 radian per second? Find the distance covered in 0 to 2 seconds. How do I find the distance? How do I find the distance?
Sir, in place of mod v, we will write dx dt equal to 1 by 4 t square.
Yes, you can solve it in two different ways. One, that you can find theta and then you can find distance equal to r theta, right? In that way you will find the distance. Otherwise, another way is to directly integrate that mod v. Both are correct. For example, if you follow the first way, that I will first find theta and then I will write that distance is equal to r theta, right? So what is theta? Can I write omega is equal to d theta by dt? So d theta by dt is equal to t square by 4. So what is d theta? It is t square by 4 dt, right? Omega is equal to d theta by dt, that is equal to t square by 4, and d theta I can write it is t square by 4 dt. I can integrate it from t equal to 0 to t equal to 2 second, and that is delta theta. So what will be delta theta from this expression? Can you tell me what is delta theta from this expression? If I integrate t square by 4, what I will get?
T cube by 12.
T cube by 12. So it is t cube by 12, and if I put the value of t instead of t, I will put the value 2, then 2 cube means 8 by 12. 8 by 12 means 2 by 3 radian. So that is the theta. And if I know what is theta, suppose particle was initially here and finally the particle is here. So the angular displacement of the particle is theta here. So what is the distance traveled by the particle? How do I find? What is the distance traveled? It is r theta. Yes. So your answer should be r is 1 into theta. So 2 by 3 meters should be your answer only in this question. Another way of solving the same question as this, mod v is nothing but speed, and speed is rate of change of the distance, right? It does not talk about the direction. So if I have a function of speed, I can directly integrate it to find out the distance, right? I'm not talking about the displacement. So if I integrate mod v, I can find out the distance. So I can say ds by dt is equal to mod v. here you can say ds by dt means s here is distance, right, not displacement, is equal to 1 by 4 t square. So if I find what is ds, that is equal to t square by 4 dt, and again if you integrate it from 0 to t, and this limit will be 0 to s, we'll find s will be t cube by 12, and you put the limits, you will find the same answer, 2 by 3 meter. Have you got both the way? Right? So distance can be found by integrating mod v, or you can find theta and find the distance. We have found the normal and tangential acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds. Normal acceleration, what is normal acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds? 2 power 4 by 16, that will be 1. And what is tangential acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds? And that is also 1. So what is the resultant acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds? Total acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds is root 2 meter per second square. It says a particle starts at t equal to 0 moving in a circle of radius 2 meter. Its angular acceleration changes as alpha equal to 6t. Find the time when its normal and tangential accelerations will be equal. Alright. So it talks about a particle which moves in a circular path of radius 2 meter. So suppose the radius is given, it is 2 meter, and it starts at t equal to 0. Starts means what is the initial velocity of the particle? That is 0. Initial velocity is 0, or I can say that omega naught, or the initial angular velocity, is it also 0? Yes or no? It moves in a circle, its angular acceleration. Now angular acceleration has a function of time. Alpha is equal to 6t. If alpha equal to 6t, can I find what is omega as a function of t? How do I find omega from alpha? Can anyone tell me how do I find omega from alpha?
d omega dt.
Yes, alpha is equal to d omega by dt. That is equal to 6t. So I can say d omega equal to 6t dt. Now if I integrate it from omega equal to 0 at t equal to 0, and after time t, the omega is omega. What is the integration? After that, what I will get as omega as a function of t? What you will get here? 6t dt is 6t square by 2. Right? So what is the answer? 6t. Yes. 3t square. So 3t square is the omega after time t. Right? So if I know omega, what is the normal acceleration? Do I know any relation between omega and normal acceleration?
So omega square r.
Omega square r. Omega square r. So that is 9t power 4 into r is 2. So that is 18t power 4. And what is the tangential acceleration? Tangential acceleration is, what is tangential acceleration? Can I say it is r alpha only? Do you remember the value of tangential acceleration, r alpha? So what is r? It is 2 and alpha is 6t. So tangential acceleration is nothing but 12t. So can I say when they are equal, that for that time 12t should be equal to 18t power 4? If I do not take the time t equal to 0, because the particle starts at that instant, so I can cancel t here. I will take t cube. So t cube is equal to 4, or you can cancel it by 6, right? So 2 by 3. So the answer of the time will be 2 by 3 to the power 1 by 3. Okay, I'm sure you could have done that question at home also. This is a simple question. Only you, by using the formula that we have studied last class, we can do that.
Sir, is the answer of this question omega naught by 3?
Omega
Yes,
naught
sir.
by 3, yes, yes. We have done a very similar question in one-dimensional motion with variable acceleration also. And
Yes,
we have,
sir.
yes, the similar type of question I have given here. It says that a particle starts rotating in a circle with angular speed omega naught. A retarding force decelerates it such that its angular deceleration is always proportional to the square root of angular velocity. Okay, mathematically, what is the expression that I can get from the second statement? Can you tell me?
Alpha is equal to minus k root over omega naught.
Yes. Alpha is proportional to root omega naught, and as it is a deceleration, that means it should be a minus of k root omega. That should be the function according to the second statement of this question. A retarding force decelerates it such that its angular deceleration is proportional to the square root of angular velocity. Find the mean angular velocity averaged over the whole time of rotation. What do I mean by whole time of rotation? Whole
Omega
time
final
of
equals to
rotation?
0.
Yes. From t equal to 0 to when it stops. When it stops, right? When it stops means its omega will 0 or v will be 0 at that instant. So I have to find that time when it will stop. Suppose this time is equal to, let us assume, let's take it to be delta t, right? So delta t is the time after which the particle actually stops. Then according to this equation, according to our understanding, what is the mean angular velocity? That means this one. Do you know what is mean angular velocity? Just as we have studied in linear motion, in a comparison to that, can you find what is the what is the equation of mean angular velocity or the average angular velocity?
Del theta by dt.
It is the displacement, angular displacement divided by the time taken. Yes. So that I have to find. I have only one equation, alpha equal to minus k root omega. So I will first try to calculate what is time delta t, then I will calculate what is delta theta from the same expression. What can I write as alpha in terms of omega? What is alpha in terms of omega? It is d omega by dt, and that is equal to minus k root over of omega. Then take d omega by root over of omega, that is equal to minus k into dt. Now I will integrate this equation from both the sides. I will take t equal to 0 and omega was equal to omega naught. At t equal to 0, it is given in your question. And after time delta t, what is the value of omega? I have taken it 0. So what will be the integration of this first one, d omega by root omega? Can anyone tell me what is integration of that?
2 root omega.
2 root omega. 2 root omega. If I now put the limit from omega naught to 0, and that is equal to minus k delta t. So that will be minus 2 root omega naught is equal to minus k delta t. From there I can easily find that delta t is equal to 2 root omega naught divided by k. So that is the one portion of this question, that delta t I have got. Now I have to find what is delta theta. Can you tell me a relation between omega and theta with alpha? A differential relation. Alpha is equal to
Omega d omega d theta.
omega into d omega by d theta. Yes, that we can very easily find that d omega by dt is nothing but d omega by d theta into d theta by dt. D theta by dt is omega and d omega by d theta left. So omega d theta is minus k root omega. So I can write this omega d omega by d theta, that is equal to minus k into root over of omega. Root omega I can cancel, I can make this root omega. So the function is root over of omega d omega is equal to minus k d theta. Look, if I integrate from both the side, from 0 to delta theta I will integrate for theta, and from omega naught to 0 I will integrate for omega. Can anyone tell me what is the integration of this one? Root omega d omega.
Omega root omega.
Omega root omega. Yes.
2
2 by 3. So it will be 2 by 3 into omega power 3 by 2. 2 by 3 into omega power 3 by 2, and omega naught to 0. I'm directly writing this formula. If you are not means doing that directly, then you can also use it in this proper form, that omega power 1 by 2 into d omega, integration of that, and then you can use the formula for integration, x power n dx, right? It is x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So I have directly written it here. I am very much sure you could have written like the same. So this is minus k delta theta, and you can see that it will be minus 2 by 3 into omega naught to the power 3 by 2 is equal to minus k delta theta. From there we can find what is delta theta. Delta theta is equal to 2 by 3k omega naught power 3 by 2. Yes, tell me.
Sir, alpha is equal to omega d omega by d theta কি করে হলো?
Yes, that I have explained it here. That what is alpha? Alpha is nothing but d omega by dt. That I can write, yes or no?
Yes,
I can
sir.
write. So I have just modified d omega by dt to get this. What I have done, I have written d omega by dt is equal to d omega by d theta into d theta by dt. Now what is d theta by dt? Omega and d omega by d theta. Okay. This equation is very similar to acceleration. Acceleration equal to v dv ds. Do you remember that equation? Acceleration equal to v dv by ds. That equation is very similar to this one. Now I can calculate what is average omega by just dividing delta t with delta theta. So that is 2 by 3k omega naught root over of omega naught divided by 2 by k root over of omega naught. So 2 by k will get cancel out, root omega naught gets cancel out. So your answer should be omega naught by 3. Is this clear to everyone? If there is any doubt, you can ask me regarding this particular question. Okay. Look, if the formulas you remember, then this circular motion part is not very difficult. It is a simple formula based question. Have you done this one?
So in the PDF.
Okay, I have not given it in PDF. So let us just try to solve this two question. This 1 and 2, both are similar question. Just try to understand what the question is saying, then I will give you few time to solve it, no problem. So the question is, a particle moves with a constant velocity 20 meter per second in a straight line given by y equal to 3. It is being observed by an observer at origin. When the particle is at a position 4 by 3, find its angular velocity, acceleration, and different things I have to find. Now the question is that if I again draw the situation, what is happening here. This is suppose x and y axis that I have drawn. Y axis, this is x axis. And what is the motion of the particle? According to this question, the particle is moving along the line y equal to 3. This is the line of the particle. Suppose at some instant the particle is here, which is 4, 3, and observer is here. Now as the particle is moving in a straight line path, again the question is asking about the angular velocity. So even if the particle is not moving in a circle, can I find its angular velocity? And why this angular velocity will come here? Can anyone explain me what is the question is asking actually? What is the angular velocity of the particle as observed by the observer? The particle is not moving in a circular path.
So change in the angle between the y-axis and the line joining the observer and the
Yes, that is
Change the direction of the position vector.
So that is a position vector. It is asking about the change of the angle of the position vector, right? You can see that this is the position vector, and this is the angle theta. This is the angle theta that is continuously changing, right? Probably you have noticed that if you are standing here, suppose you are an observer here, and this is a road, right, near to you. A car is moving along that straight line, along the straight path, right? So if you join a line with the car to your eye, suppose, then you can see that this line is continuously changing its magnitude as well as the angle from that vertical line, right? So that is why I have to find actually d theta by dt, which is angular velocity, and angular velocity, the rate of change of angular velocity is angular acceleration. Can you just try to find all these questions from this given diagram? First, try to understand how do I solve the first question, the angular velocity as observed by the observer. Look, the angular velocity is nothing but d theta by dt, right? So how do I find d theta by dt? It is given that the particle is moving with constant velocity 20 meter per second. So suppose the particle is moving in this direction and this velocity is constant 20 meter per second. And at some instant, if I assume that the distance of this particle along this y-axis is x, this is the distance of the particle at this instant from the y-axis. This is the x, and this vertical height is 3, which is a constant. Wherever the particle may be, what is changing? Only x. Will that 3 change? No, this height is always a constant. So whenever you will find this question of angular velocity, when the path of the particle is not actually circular, then you have to find a relation between x and theta. Because I know what is the rate of change of x. What is dx by dt here? Can you tell me what is dx by dt?
V
20 given. V 20 given. So what is d theta by dt I can find? Can I find any relation between x and theta?
Tan theta equals to x by 3.
Yes. Tan theta is equal to x by 3. So I can say x equal to 3 tan theta. So what is dx by dt? If I differentiate the second term, what I will get? Can anyone tell me? What I will get if I differentiate this term?
X square theta.
Is it sec square theta only?
Into dt by
Yes, into d theta by dt. Right? Apply chain rule. I am differentiating with respect to t, and here the variable is theta. So that is why I have to write sec square theta into d theta by dt. Now at this particular instant, what is dx by dt? I know it is 20, as it is always a constant. And what is sec theta at this particular instant? As x equal to 4, right? So what is cos theta? Cos theta is 3 by 5, right? So sec theta is 5 by 3. So sec square theta is 25 by 9. And what is d theta by dt? Omega, that I have to calculate. So can I find omega from this expression only? 3 and 9 gets cancelled out, 5 and 4. So this is 12 by 5 or 2.4 radian per second. Have you got the answer of the first question? Alright. Now come to the second question. How do I find angular acceleration then? Can anyone tell me how do I find angular acceleration now?
So differentiate the equation dx dt equals to 3
Yes.
sec square theta d theta.
Yes. Now I have a function of omega. Then I will differentiate the second equation that I have got. Right? If I again further differentiate, let me again write down this equation here. Can I say V is equal to 3 omega sec square theta? Have I written this equation? Same, yes. Now I will differentiate further with respect to time the same equation. What I will get? Here I will get is dv by dt, and then I will take, now this is a product of two variables. So I will use product rule of differentiation. Right? I will first, let us assume omega to be constant. And what is differentiation of sec square theta? Can anyone tell me what is differentiation of sec square theta?
The sec theta tan theta. Means
theta
sec
tan.
theta
No.
theta whole square.
What is differentiation of sec square theta? I have not asked.
2 sec theta into sec theta tan theta.
2 sec theta into,
Sec theta tan theta.
is it all?
Into d theta dt.
Into d theta dt. d theta dt means another omega. That is why I have written as omega square. Have you understood the this differentiation that I have got? A lengthy expression, you can check. 3 omega I have taken constant, sec square theta differentiation. So first I have taken 2 sec theta, then I will differentiate sec theta. Sec theta differentiation is sec theta tan theta. Then I will differentiate theta, which is d theta dt. Then d theta dt is nothing but omega. That is why I have taken omega square. And then for the second part, I will take sec square theta to be constant, and I will write d omega by dt into sec square theta. Have I written this function correct? Just check. Now in this equation, at this particular instant, what things are known? Can you say what is the value of dvdt at this instant?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
0.
0. Because
0.
it is a constant velocity motion, so acceleration is 0. Right? That is equal to 6 omega square sec square theta into tan theta plus 3 sec square theta into alpha. Right? Now if you solve it, sec square theta will get cancelled out. So what you will find as alpha? Is it minus 2 omega square tan theta? Yes or no? Minus 2 omega square tan theta. Now I know what is the value of omega, and I also know what is the value of tan theta. What is tan theta? 4 by 3, and omega is 12 by 5. So it is minus 2 omega square, means 12 into 12 divided by 25 into tan theta. Tan theta is nothing but 4 by 3. So tan theta is 4 by 3. We can cancel it with 4, right? So it is 96, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 12, 96 into 4, 384. 384 by 25. And you can further simplify it. If I multiply it with 4,
minus 15.
15, yes. So it is minus 15.36, right? Minus 15.36 radian per second square. That is the alpha. Minus 15.36 radian per second square. That is the value of alpha. Have you got this one? Right. Now, if someone says that, no, I will measure theta not from y-axis, but I will measure theta from x-axis, suppose it is phi, will he or she get the same answer, or there will be some difference in the answer?
So difference of 9 means 90 degree minus theta.
Will the magnitude change, or the magnitude will remain same?
Positive.
Yes. Which one?
Angular acceleration will be positive and omega will be negative.
All right. Why omega will be negative? Look, it is very easy to understand that as the particle moves in this direction, as time passes, theta increases or decreases?
Increases.
Theta increases. So as theta increases, so omega will be positive, as I have got d theta by dt is positive. But what is the value of phi as the time passes? What will be the value of phi? It will increase or decrease? Decrease. Decrease. So in that case, what will be the omega? You will find that omega will be negative in that case. Right? If you just try to solve it, then what is the, you can check it. I'm just doing it, you see, that if I try to write phi as a function of x, then can I say that tan phi is equal to 3 by x, right? So x equal to 3 cot phi. as x equal to 3 cot phi, then what is dx by dt? V, that is equal to 3. What is cot phi differentiation? Can you tell me what is cot phi differentiation?
Cos square pi
Plus or minus?
minus
Minus cosec square phi into d phi by dt, and you can see that there is a negative sign that already has come. So what is d phi by dt? D phi by dt, you can see it is minus of 20 by 3 into sec square phi, right? And what is sec phi here? Sec phi is equal to 3 divided by 5, so it is 9 divided by 25. You can see again you will find the same value, 5934, yes, minus 12 by 5, so it is minus 2.4 radian per second. Can you see? By calculation itself you will find your answer, right? So and from physical significance also we can say that if phi decreases, then we can find it is minus. What about alpha? What about alpha in case of d phi by dt? If I further differentiate it, what I will get? You try to solve it this at home, and you check whether alpha is again minus 15.36 or alpha is again plus 15.36.
so plus 15.36.
You just check once, right? That alpha, what will be the alpha? Alpha will be plus or minus. Okay. You can calculate it once. Just try to differentiate it, right? Look what I have written here. Now it is d phi by dt, or suppose it is omega prime. Omega prime is equal to minus v by 3 sine square phi, right? So what is d omega phi by d omega prime by dt? That is equal to, I have to first take v by 3 constant, then what is sine square phi differentiation? That is 2 sine phi into d phi by 2 sine phi into cos phi, 2 sine phi into cos phi into d phi by dt, which is omega prime again, and then I will take minus 1 by 3 into sine square phi and then dv by dt. Now what is dv by dt? dv by dt is obviously 0, right? dv by dt is obviously 0, so I can make this term 0. So what is alpha here in this case? Can you put the values, and you can see that omega prime itself is positive or negative here in this case? Omega prime, okay, I will only take the value of omega prime here. Omega prime, this is the omega prime, right? Omega prime is minus 2.4, v by 3. If you put the values, you will find the same thing. But here, I think that omega prime is minus v by 3 sine square phi. If you put, you will find alpha to be positive, yes, because this is also negative and this is negative. So negative, negative, positive, yes. Alpha you will get positive, right? Look, alpha is always here opposite to the direction of omega, right? Because if the particle is moving away in this line, as the time passes, you will see that the angular velocity of the particle actually decreases. Yes or no? Angular velocity of the particle will actually decrease. That is why alpha will always be in opposite direction to the omega. You remember the retardation concept in one-dimensional motion? If something retards, then velocity and acceleration actually in opposite direction. That is why if it is moving away, you will see that it is a means very common thing. You should have observed it, that if that car crosses you and moves far away from you, then you will see that the rate of change of the theta actually this rate actually changes, or the omega, the angular velocity of that line actually slows down, right? That is why alpha is opposite to that of omega. By calculation itself, I can find everything. All right. Come to the third question. What should be the answer of the third one? Can anyone tell me what is the answer of the third one without calculating anything?
So 20 I cap.
Yes, it is 20 meter per second. What is rate of change of position vector? Is it only the velocity vector that is asked in this question? Rate of change of position vector is nothing but the velocity vector. So the answer of the third question is 20 meter per second I cap, according to this diagram. Is this clear to everyone? The third one? Yes or no? Okay. And what about the fourth one? The rate of change of magnitude of position vector?
V is equal to omega r.
No. What the question is actually asking, can you tell me? Rate of change of magnitude of position vector.
Speed.
Yes?
We're asking about speed.
No. It is not asking about speed. Try to understand what is the position vector. Yes, it will be 16 meter per second. What is the position vector at this point? Can I say this L is the position vector at this point? The magnitude of position vector at this point is what? What is the magnitude of position vector at this instant?
5.
5. After some time, the position vector will change its direction as well as magnitude. So definitely its magnitude is keep on changing, as well as the direction keep on changing, right? I have already found what is the rate of change of this angle theta. Now can I find what is the rate of change of this magnitude or the length? In a similar way as I have calculated the rate of change of theta, I could have found a relation between theta and x. Can I find a similar relation between L and x? What is the relation between L and x?
L square is equal to x square plus 9.
L square equal to 9 plus x square. Can you just differentiate this term? You will get 2L into dl by dt is equal to 2x into dx by dt. What is L at this instant? 5. What is dl by dt? I do not know. I have to find this one only. And what is x at this instant? Can you tell me what is x at this instant? 4.
4.
4.
And what is
4.
dx by dt? 20. From this expression, can I find what is rate of change of magnitude of position vector? Have you understood this one? Look, now there is another way to understand the same question. Right? Try to understand it in this way. That suppose the particle is moving in a straight line. Right? This particle is moving in a straight line. But again, for this particular instant of time, which instant? When the particle is at 4,3. For this particular instant of time, if someone says that actually I do not know what was the previous motion of the particle, I do not know what will be the after motion of the particle, at this particular instant, I will assume that particle is moving in a circle. At this particular instant, I will assume the particle is moving in a circular path, like this. right? And but the velocity of the particle is not along the tangent to the circle. The velocity of the particle is given in your question is along this line. Why the velocity is along this line? The reason behind is that one component of the velocity must increase the radius of that circle. Another component of the velocity is responsible to change the direction or angle theta of that radius. Have you got what I am trying to say? This is the original velocity of the particle. But if you take the two components of the velocity, one is along this r vector, another is perpendicular to r vector. Initially we have studied circular motion where this component was absent. This component was absent. Why this component was absent in a circular motion? Can you tell me? Yes, because the radius was constant. But now the observer says that if the velocity has a component along this direction, then I must understand that the radius of that circle is continuously increasing. Right? Look, after some time the particle is here, so the circle will be here. This one will be the circle, and what will be the radius of this circle? After some time the radius of the circle will increase. So this component of the velocity is responsible to change the magnitude of the position vector or the radius vector. And this component of the velocity, what is this component of the velocity doing? Can anyone tell me? What this component of the velocity is doing? As it is perpendicular to r vector, can it change the magnitude of the r vector?
Changing the direction.
It is changing the direction. Right? Now, if this angle is theta, can I say this angle is also theta? This angle is theta, that means this angle is theta, so this angle is also theta. So just try to calculate what are the two components of the 20 meter per second vector along these two particular lines. Right? What is the component of 20 meter per second along this line?
16.
20 sine theta. And what is 20 sine theta? It is nothing but 16, yes or no? And what is 20 cos theta along this line? 12 meter per second. Now you can see one more thing, that as this component is 12 meter per second and it is a circular path, 12 meter per second is only responsible to change the direction. Can I say that for this circular path, this component of the velocity can be written as r omega only? Do you remember what was the velocity in a circular motion? V is equal to r omega, can I say that? Now if I write 12 is equal to r omega, can you directly find what is omega from this expression? What is r at this instant? What is the value of radius at this instant?
5.
5.
5.
So can I get omega is equal to 2.4 radian per second? Yes or no? Have you understood
Yes,
this
sir.
one? Yes. So in this way also we can find the, look here, whatever may be the path of the particle, it does not matter. It may move in a straight path, it may move any curved path. This type of analysis you can always do with the motion of the particle. At this particular instant, the particle must be moving in a circle, right? So whatever may be the original velocity, that has two components, along the radius and perpendicular to that. Perpendicular to velocity, I can write it is r omega, and along the radius vector, I can write it is rate of change of the radius magnitude.
So that means no straight line motion is purely a straight line motion means
It depends on the observer. Yes, it depends on the observer. Look, the motion of the particle is a straight line. Yes, the motion of the particle is a straight line, but that straight path can be combination of different circular paths, instantaneous, right? So this is a path that you can say that this is a part of a very large circular path. So in that way, I can always understand that circular motion is everywhere. In all type of two-dimensional or one-dimensional motion, you can actually insert the concept of circular motion. The similar type of question is here. Can you just take few minutes to solve this one? Let us assume this distance is y. Right? This distance is y. And this angle is theta. What is given in your question is d theta by dt, which is omega. D theta by dt is given omega. Right? So as d theta by dt is omega, I can again find a relation between y and theta. What is the relation? I can say tan theta is equal to y by 10. Right? Tan theta is equal to y by 10. So what is y is equal to 10 tan theta. Now I will differentiate it with respect to time. So what is dy by dt is 10. What is differentiation of tan theta? Can you tell me? What is differentiation of tan theta? Sec square theta. Sec
Square theta d theta dt.
dt. So d theta dt is omega. It must be given in your question. And sec theta is also known as theta is 60 degree. So the velocity I can find is 10. Right? What is cos 60 degree? It is half. So sec 60 degree is 2. So it is 4 into omega. So omega is equal to constant velocity. Omega is given. Velocity is equal to 40 omega. That should be the answer of the first question. Have you got this one?
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And what will be the acceleration of this at this instant? What is the acceleration of the point at this instant? How do I find the acceleration at this instant?
So 80 root 3 omega. 80 root 3 omega.
কত? 80 root 3. How can I find that acceleration? Look, I have a relation of y
Sir,
and theta. Yes. Then I will differentiate the second equation that I have got here. So v is equal to 10 omega sec square theta. If I now omega is a constant, you can see from this it is given, it is a constant angular velocity omega. So this 10 omega is a constant actually. So what is dv by dt? dv by dt you can see 10 omega is a constant. 10 omega is a constant. So what is differentiation of sec square theta? It is again 2 sec theta into sec theta tan theta. Sec theta tan theta into d theta by dt, that is again omega. So your answer should be 20 omega square into sec square theta, which is 4 into tan theta, right? Tan 60 degree is equal to root 3. So it is 80 omega square into root 3. Have you got this as your answer? Acceleration 80 root 3 omega square.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So the similar process I have applied to solve this question. Again, you can find the velocity in this way also. If it is moving in this direction, right? So at this instant, what is the component of the velocity along this line? Can I say it is nothing but L omega? Right? What is L? L is nothing but 10 sec theta, so that is 20. L is equal to 20. So the value of the velocity component along this line is 20 omega. But what is the actual velocity of the particle of the spot? In which direction the actual velocity of the spot lies? The actual velocity of the spot is along this line, right? So this is the actual velocity, and it has a component along this line which is 20 omega. So I can say that V, and what is this angle? If this is theta, this angle is also theta, right? So I can say V cos theta is equal to 20 omega. So what is V? V is equal to 20 omega sec theta, that is 40 omega, right? Can you see? Again, I have got the same value by this concept. Now there is another small portion on circular motion that is still left. We'll talk about that part in today's class, which is radius of curvature. What is radius of curvature? You can see that any curved path is nothing but combination of several circular paths. All the small segments on that curved path that I have drawn here on the screen are nothing but a small part of a circle, right? As you can see that I have drawn different circles here to make it clear that if I say that this is let us assume that this is small part, right? This is small part on the curved path. Can you see that small part is a part of this circle number 1, right? This part, if I talk about this part is a path of circle number 2, right? This part is a part of circle number 3. In that way, you can actually find that this entire path can be represented by combination of so many circles. Now suppose a particle during its motion is somewhere here at this point, right? So at this point, if the particle is here, then what is the radius of curvature? That is the radius of the circle of which the small path is a part. I think you have understood what I am trying to say. Suppose the particle is here. So at this instant, if you take a very small section of the path, you have to understand that on which circle the path is a part, and the radius of that particular circle is nothing but the radius of curvature at that point of the path. Now I have a question. From this discussion of radius of curvature, is that radius of curvature depends on how the particle moves, or it will be constant at a particular point for however the motion of the particle may be? Which one is true? Is radius of curvature at a point constant, or it depends on how the particle actually moves?
Independent of motion.
Independent of motion, yes. So if a particle is moving with constant speed along this path, or if a particle is moving with some tangential acceleration always along this path, both of the particles at this particular point will have the same radius of curvature, because that radius of curvature only depends on the path, on the shape of the path. It does not depend on how the particle is moving actually on that path, right? How do I find the radius of curvature? let us now delete all the circles and concentrate on this one only. You can see that this particular this small path, you can see is a part of this circle. So I have to find the radius of that circle, but I do not have any information on the path. I have only information on the motion of the particle. So how can I find the radius of curvature by the motion of the particle? Suppose it is the radius of curvature and this is the velocity of the particle at this particular point. So velocity is always tangential to the path, and at this point the velocity is tangent to the circle also. And the acceleration may be in any arbitrary direction. I have taken this. If I now take the component of this, if I now break the acceleration into two components, one is along the velocity vector, another is perpendicular to the velocity vector, then I will get these two components of acceleration. One is tangential, another is normal acceleration. Now if you remember, what is the value of normal acceleration? What is the value of normal acceleration? Do you know what is the value of normal acceleration? You remember, I am very much sure. Is it v square by r? Yes or no? Then what is the radius of curvature at this point? The radius of curvature can be found by v square divided by which acceleration I have to divide? Normal acceleration. How do I find what is a normal acceleration? Normal acceleration is always perpendicular to the velocity, right? So I cannot divide v square by total acceleration. I have to divide the component of acceleration that is perpendicular to the v. Then I can find what is the radius of curvature. It is a very simple formula, but it is very useful also. Here I have written when v is the instantaneous velocity and an is the normal or centripetal acceleration, then radius of curvature is given by v square by n or mod v square by n. Radius of curvature is mod v square by an. Is this clear, everyone? Okay, I guess there is no doubt on this particular concept. Let us try to solve one or two few numerical questions on this radius of curvature before we move to the next topic. Can you try this one? First, let me draw the situation. It is a simple projectile motion. Suppose this is the ground, x-axis, y-axis. And a particle is projected like this. It moves in this projectile motion. So at this particular instant, its velocity vector, initial velocity vector is u. After some time, its velocity vector is v. Right? It is given that this velocity vector v makes an angle phi with the horizontal line, and this u vector makes an angle theta with the horizontal line. Right? So according to the equations of this projectile motions, we can say that the horizontal component of the velocities are the same always. So what is the magnitude of this velocity vector v? I can say mod v into cos phi is equal to mod u into cos theta. Yes or no? So what is the velocity mod v? It is mod u cos theta by cos phi. Right? That is the velocity vector, magnitude of the velocity vector v. And at this instant, what is the acceleration of the particle? You can see that the acceleration of the particle is always acting downward, which is given by g vector. But I will not take this g vector as my normal acceleration. I will take the component of this g vector which is perpendicular to this velocity vector. What is this component? This is phi. So this perpendicular component is g cos phi. That is nothing but the normal acceleration. And what is this g sin phi doing? Can anyone tell me what is this g sine phi doing here? G sine phi is actually, yes, it is tangential acceleration. It is changing the magnitude of the velocity. So what is radius of curvature? You can see it is mod v square divided by an. If you use the formula, it is u square cos square theta divided by cos square phi, and there is another an. So it is g cos cube phi, right? So that is the answer of this question. All right. Now try to solve this one.
Sir,
Yes.
here first we said that the drone is moving with constant speed v, and then that the rate of change of speed of the drone is 40 meter per second square. So what does this mean?
With yes, rate of change of speed. The drone, the followed by a drone which is moving with a constant speed v. At the topmost point, it is found that the rate of change of the speed of the drone. Yes, if it is moving with constant speed, then how can there be a rate of change of the speed? One second. I think there is some problem in this question. V by u is given. Drone okay, take this question like this. Just change this one, that its trajectory is followed by a drone whose velocity at topmost point is v, right? Drone whose velocity at topmost point is v. Point is v. So v is the velocity at topmost point of the drone. It is not constant. Yes, definitely it is not a constant. Otherwise, the rate of change of speed should be zero. Okay, so I think there is some problem in internet connection. Take this question as your homework. This is a good question. Just try to solve this question at home.